Hi, I'm Kristen. This week's Genius recipe is a twofer. It's actually two genius recipes. The first part is a big batchable sauce that will instantly jumpstart so many dishes with tons of flavor and heat. And then the second part is the perfect place to use it, this incredibly comforting one-pot chicken stew. So this recipe comes from Zoe Ajonio and her recently re-released cookbook, Zoe's Ghana Kitchen. And this sauce is going to pack in so much flavor, so much heat, and really just gonna come together super fast in the blender. I am prepping just a couple last things, so in the meantime, here is Zoe to tell you more about this sauce.
Chalé sauce is, chale means friend essentially, and it's this really simple blend of tomatoes, pepper, onions, ginger, and a little bit of heat to give you this great sort of Ghanaian passata style sauce that can be the background of depth of flavor for so many things, whether you're cooking from the book, whether it's okra soup, groundnut soup, jollof sauce, red, any of the soups and stews from the book, and light soup in particular. It's a kind of foundational sauce which you build upon or build below in order to navigate the recipe that you're making. And you can take it outside of Ghana, take it to Italy, take it to South America, take it wherever you want around the world with you in terms of playing with it with other things.
I am loving that because we are throwing this all into the blender, I do not have to do a fine chop. Rough, big pieces, the blender's gonna take care of the rest. All right, so ginger. I love that Zoe does not call for peeling this ginger. It's just one more step that we don't have to worry about. So I'm just going to take this knob of ginger and grate, and maybe turn my microplane the right way. Last thing, getting these garlic out of their peels. And we don't need to mince or chop or anything. Blender's gonna take care of it. So we have my roughly chopped onion and then my grated ginger. Now this is some canned tomato. You can also use fresh, but this makes it really handy all year round. Zoe calls for a roasted red bell pepper. I was lazy and bought the jarred kind and it came in strips. So I just did the equivalent of what a roasted red bell pepper would be, 121 grams to be precise. And now the amazing heat of this recipe, which comes from a few different places. We have a few dried spices, some dried red chili flakes, some extra hot chili powder, and some hot Madras curry powder, all going in. Also some fresh chili, this little cutie. Zoe actually calls for a Scotch bonnet, but says that a habanero is a comparable flavor, so it's a little easier to find near me. And all I have to do is take off the stem. Oh yeah, tomato paste we need. And Zoe says salt to taste. I'm gonna start with a 1/4 teaspoon of fine sea salt. Wow. I love that this sauce is such a simple thing to throw together in the blender, but really it unlocks the flavors of so much of Ghanaian cooking. Zoe uses it in so many dishes in this book, and she said in her book that it was based on her dad's everyday cooking sauce. You know, he would just start by throwing onion, ginger, heat into a pot, throwing some tomato in there, and then he would add fish, other proteins, meat, stew it all down into a delicious super stew. Zoe ran a supper club and was really thinking about efficiencies and time saving. And when she was writing this book, she was trying to make it as simple as possible for everyone at home. So she turned it into a make-aheadable, big batchable sauce that you can keep in the freezer or fridge. And you can make a much bigger batch even than this. So this sauce is going to get us several delicious dinners. The first of which is Zoe's version of Nkrakra, light soup with chicken, which she is here to tell you more about.
And the beautiful thing about light soup is that when people see the recipe, they're probably, because the Chalé sauce has heat in it and because there's heat built into the steps below the Chalé sauce, and because there's also a Scotch bonnet pierced to let that heat seep in slowly, I think most people immediately are going to think, Jesus Christ, I can't go anywhere near that. That looks like a volcano of heat. But the truth of it is, and especially in the way that I use heat, and this is why I build and layer it in these ways, is I'm using different types of heat, because you might have a smokiness, you might have a sweet heat, you might have a high note of heat, and the way you work them all into the recipe means that in this instance, you have like this lovely little sort of butterfly of heat on the lips and in your mouth, and then you have this beautiful slow rising heat coming up almost from like your pelvis, like it's a deep rise. Do you know what I mean? It starts deep and it comes up and it just spreads all through your body. Like it's like this heat energy, but it's like a wonderful tingle. It's like you've just had a beautiful meditation, like you're like, oh, all my energy is refreshed now. So it's a beautiful, it's not the kind of heat that is going to knock your palate out for 3 days. It's not a vindaloo. It's not that kind of thing at all. It's just a really beautiful, warming, slow rising heat that's perfect for winter.
We have our Chalé sauce because we just blended it, but we also could be pulling it from the freezer or fridge. And now we just have a little bit more prep to do to throw into the pot with the chicken. It doesn't need to be super fine because it's going to be hanging out in the pot for a good long while. This is the hardest part of this recipe. We don't need any slip-slidey onions. Okay, we have onion, we have garlic. We need a bit more ginger. That'll come into play later in the soup, so I might as well just get that out of the way now. Got my chopping and grating done. Onions, garlic, ginger, and then there's just a couple more little things to do. Here's my habanero that should actually be a Scotch bonnet. I am just going to pierce this in a few places so that its flavor and heat is going to infuse into the soup. And I think the last thing we need to do is just look at these guinea peppers. All we have to do with these is crack them open to, again, like help some of their flavors escape into the soup. They are an ingredient that I had not worked with before, and I really think that they are very much worth seeking out. Zoe sells them in her shop, which we'll link to in the description down below. They just bring this really irreplaceable, like eucalyptusy, woodsy, very aromatic thing going on in this stew, and it wouldn't be quite the same without it. That is all our prep. Now, oh wait, no, it's not, because we have chicken. This recipe calls for bone-in, skinless chicken thighs, which I tend to see bone-in, skin on, but the thing is, taking that skin off is extremely easy, and then you have skin that you can render and make delicious schmaltz and crispy chicken for a snack. So I'm gonna show you how easy it is to just take off your own chicken skin, if that's all that you can find too. Look at that, you just pull its chicken skin off. Any bits that get stuck, you can pull out your paring knife. This might look gruesome, and oh, it is satisfying. These chicken thighs are going to stew down over the course of an hour or two, and they are a perfect cut for cooking like this because they just melt. Now, we have everything we need to make light soup with chicken. The great thing about this is that most of these ingredients just all go into the pot at the same time, and just the time does the work. In go the chicken. Now, onions, Scotch bonnet / habanero, the garlic, not the ginger, that'll come in later. 0.7 ounces of thyme, which is basically one of those entire clamshells of thyme, which is perfect because so many recipes call for just like a sprig or two, and then you're like, what do I do with all this thyme? You can use all this thyme. It's going to give so much flavor to this stew. Your guinea peppers cracked, a little more of that extra hot chili powder, a little bit of salt, and one more really important ingredient, red palm oil. Is another ingredient that is really worth seeking out. It adds an earthy flavor that just using olive oil or something isn't going to do. This is harvested sustainably, and Zoe gets into all of this more on the Genius recipe tapes. I really recommend that you listen to it. And now all of these things, you may notice that they are going into a cold pot. I'm gonna turn it up to low and stir them around so that they will all cook together on low heat, partially covered, until the juices start to run out of the chicken. all of these ingredients are just kind of like interacting directly with the chicken, adding in so much flavor right off the bat. That is just gonna hang out on low heat, partially covered. I'll show you what it looks like when the juices are starting to run from the chicken. In the meantime, we're gonna cut up a few more vegetables that we'll throw in toward the end so that they add some nice freshness at the end of this lovely chicken soup. So doing cabbage and doing carrots. Zoe also says that you can do yam, but I just doubled up on the carrots for this version. Crosswise, just like so it'll be a little more spoonable in the end. I much prefer peeling carrots to peeling ginger. Let's see if juices are running. Yeah, I would say so. Look at all rendering out some of its juices. So it's a great time to add our Chalé sauce. Here's Zoe to tell us a little bit more about what we can look forward to with this soup.
I wanted to create a version of light soup that other people could get a sense of that, like have an evocation of that without them kind of burning their face off, because pieces like soup is extremely hot and this is meant to be a hot dish. But at the same time, I feel like heat is a seasoning that people can adjust to their own palates a little bit. And so I wanted to give a really sort of robust version as I could that would be accessible for as many people as possible. And more importantly, that they would finish it once they started it. One day it might be quite funny to see light soup on the TikTok challenge and see how many people actually, go, like if they're having a proper light soup, which is super hot, who finishes it and who doesn't? I don't know. Maybe we could start that trend. But I wanted this version to be, to honor like Peace's version of a light soup, that traditional, very warm, magical moment, but also just give people a sense of it without them having to struggle with the heat of the dish. So I hope that this recipe does that. I think this recipe does that. And comparable to, any other culture that has a chicken broth, this is our version of that, but it's just warm, and slightly hot.
Stock's in. I'm going to bring it up to a boil, make sure it's simmering gently, and that chicken is just going to melt and it's going to inherit all of those delicious flavors we've been building. And then all we have to do is throw in the vegetables at the end. I wish you could smell this. Mike, can you smell it?
I smell it.
How's it smell?
It's great.
Yeah. Look at this beautiful light chicken soup. Isn't it amazing? All I need to do now is just pull out some of those thyme sprigs, which is really easy to do. Wow. I am going to serve this with cilantro and a slice of lightly toasted sourdough, as Zoe recommends in her book. But if you want to have this closer to how it's actually served in Ghana, Zoe has a recipe for fufu in her book as well. Here she is to tell you more.
If you want to be really adventurous, right, because light soup is traditionally served with fufu. And you can get packet fufu, and I have no objections to people using packet fufu. It's simple, it's quick, and it's easy. But check out Google stovetop fufu, and that's another step. Like if you're feeling like, do you know what, I'm in the mood to do this properly, I'm going to get involved with this recipe. Please Google or look me up. I've got loads of recipes on the internet for like a stovetop fufu, and like you can use some green plantain and a bit of cassava, combine those with some water in a blender. Anyway, I can't do the whole recipe on the podcast, but have a look at it. It's not very difficult, but you'll be magical for you if you can like make homemade fufu to go with this white soup. And please tag me if you do that, because I want to see. I would love a world where everybody knows how to make fufu.
Okay, Mike, you have to see this. You have to see how like falling apart this chicken is. Okay, that is exactly as Zoe described. It is the perfect amount of heat for me. It just like kind of takes over, warms my throat, warms my belly. I truly can't imagine a more comforting, more invigorating recipe for the winter months. I love this soup so much. I hope that you try it. Please let us know if you do in the comments. please pick up a copy of Zoe's Ghana Kitchen from Zoe Ajonio. And to hear so much more from Zoe, listen to the Genius Recipe Tapes episode this week, anywhere you get your podcasts. And don't forget to hit like and subscribe so that you will get all of the Genius recipes in 2022 and beyond. Happy New Year. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Okay, Mike, you have to see this. You have to see how like falling apart this chicken is.